Hit it.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever and wherever you are listening or watching, we would like to welcome you to episode 194 of the Dadbod Golf Pod, proudly a member of the Believe Podcast Network. Joining me this evening to talk about content that you want, content that you like, and content that keeps us all up at night. Kyle Rush, Benjamin Taylor, they're up at night because they pee in the middle of the night because they're getting old. I'm up at night because of the Live Tour. Let's lock and load. College World Series is here. All kinds of stuff to bet on. Constantly something to bet on. It really doesn't matter what time of year because on Bet Online, the world's largest sports betting website, you can bet on anything on any day of the year. Slide on over, 50% bonus, BLEAV. Stacks 50% on whatever you deposit. Do the math. Smack it good, smack it long, and smack it hard. Boys, so much to dissect, so much to discuss.
Where do we even start?
Much to get into tonight.
I can't wait. It's like every single day it's a brand new news story, and I'm absolutely loving it, every minute of it.
Beautiful. I think we should get going first with the first piece of news today because it was like multiple pieces of news. Brooks Koepka and Abraham Ancer have defected to the dark side and are Live Tour card-toting members.
19 and 20 in the house.
Yep.
And the
top
girl,
20s.
Top 20s, just like the rumors were. 2 top 20s, 1 4-time major winner. Now you have, I think it was like 3 out of the last 6 or 4 out of the last 6 major winners. Masters winners on the Live Tour. 4 out of the top 10 in the PIP are on the Live Tour. 4 or 5 out of the top 10 in the PIP are on the Live Tour. The names are getting bigger.
Yep.
Rate, both of you real quick, rate the impact of this morning's news, just isolated down to Koepka and Ancer specifically. Rate the impact overall from 1 to 10.
Go ahead, Ben.
Koepka is an 8.5. Ancer is a 6.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that's fair and square.
I think Ancer is a 5. He should be more like an 8 because he's really good. He's a number 20 in the world. And Koepka's probably about an 8. I think you got the dynamic. You got the dynamic of him and Bryson. I would say Koepka's definitely right around an 8. I agree with Ben.
Koepka's going to be your more. He's like your lightning pole. I mean, people are going to try to find controversy around him. I think if Ancer had a better personality, because you're right, Kyle. I mean, he's a top 20 player. If he had a crazier personality and probably did more socially and stuff like that, where it had better views, had more hot takes, and
Not a big pip guy.
Not at all. And at one point in time, I think that a couple of other people kind of tried to make him get him in that world, and there were a couple other podcasts that interviewed him, and there were people trying to interview him on the golf. He's just not a limelight guy, so it's one of those where it's like he basically under the radar said, "I'm going to get my money. To hell with all y'all."
He may not be a line.
He's going to do it. Like, he's not answering any questions for anybody.
Yeah, he may not be a limelight guy, but you know what kind of guy he is? He's a business guy. He's got the tequila business. He's got all kind of stuff that's going on, and the money is big for that kind of thing. It's generational. And I think he's a guy who will win a lot on the Live Tour. I agree. I think he will almost dominate the Live Tour so far, based off the guys that have left.
At one point in time, he was one of the best putters on tour, like top 5. I mean, that's going to keep you in tournaments, right? That's why he's number 20, because I mean, he can roll the ball. He's the guy that they put up against Tiger in the President's Cup.
Right.
Like that was the draw. Everybody was like, we're sending this guy against Tiger because this guy can putt. So we know he's going to be able to put some pressure on Tiger. So I mean, he's not a bad guy. People I've seen some stuff online that's like, yeah, but what has Abraham Ancer done? It's like, he's a top 20, bro. Yeah. If that's what he's done. That's his.
Kind of like Cam Smith being in the top 5 of the money list.
Yeah. I mean, that's the money list. I mean, not in the Live Tour, he's not, but whatever.
Listen, here's what the Live Tour needs. I'm going to let that one slide. here's what the Live Tour needs. It needs guys that are capable of winning majors. When it comes down to it, the best legitimacy that the Live Tour can have, and we're going to talk more about something the PGA Tour did today to add some legitimacy, in my opinion. But the PGA Tour, the Live Tour, you're going to have your Rickies and your Phils. They're not going to win any more majors, but they're going to bring huge name recognition. But then you need your DJs, your Ancers, your Koepkas. You need guys who are going to play the Live Tour and then go win the Masters, go win the British Open. Because then all of a sudden, it's not a joke anymore. It's not just this circus anymore. Now it's the real deadgum deal.
I'm with you. These are the guys.
I think you got the opportunity with the DJs and the Koepkas. I mean, coming away with a couple of majors. So
I agree.
And Ancer's he's due to play. He's still a young guy. So
right.
That's going to keep him in tournaments.
Where's Smiley at?
Is he going to give up his on-course gig, you think? I wonder.
No.
Probably likes it too much, honestly.
He
Probably
has
so much FOMO about hanging out with Justin and Spieth that he will take a gig talking about golf,
say,
running.
He does have fantastic hair. I'll give him that.
He's got great hair. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and he gets to go to Fenway Park with JT and still kind of ride those coattails.
And let me tell you, he rides them. And Ricky too. Ricky's going to be an on-course commentator before long if he doesn't go to the Live Tour.
Yeah, but Ricky's made a hell of a lot more money than Smiley has.
I'm just saying.
I think he's going to make a lot more.
Did you see him in the field this week? Me neither.
No.
He was an alternate.
Grayson Murray was in the U.S. Open and Ricky Fowler was not. We are, any guy who roots for Ricky Fowler, you've got to feel the tension there.
How does this feel? You're an alternate, right? And you're so close that you get to go to the practice rounds. And then nobody withdraws. And
you know what you do if you're the first alternate on Thursday is you hit balls all day. Like you just sit by the first tee and like hope you trip somebody up and they turn an ankle and you play. That's your life.
Also, this had to be deflating for Ricky. The kids that are always wearing the Puma stuff. Did you guys see the picture of when JT and Spieth were signing autographs?
They didn't ask for his autograph. Oh.
And Ricky reached out to get the piece of paper to sign, and the kid said, "No, not you."
Ouch.
No, not you.
That hurt me, my beehole. That hurt me
He
so
was
bad.
even in the Puma hat and Puma shirt. He was very recognizable, Ricky.
Oh.
And the kid was like, "No, not you."
Yeah, not you.
I've got a video that I need to send to you guys, and it's the worst interaction I've ever had in my whole life. Is I was watching the Memphis
Grizzlies, Redbirds.
No, the golf tournament in Memphis.
The St. Jude.
St. Jude. Thank you.
Yeah, St. Jude FedEx. Yeah.
And I'm following Vajagas because I'm a huge Vajagas fan. He makes birdie. Nobody's there. I reach out for the fist bump as he's coming off the green, big on that. And he like doesn't see it till he's passed. And he kind of turns, he's going to turn and like come back and do it. And as that point, I'm like being like, oh shit, he's not going to. And then we do this whole like passing each other in the aisle of the grocery store, like, and it's on video, dude. And it's brutal. It is absolutely.
I got to see this video.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man. I don't even like to think about it. Cause I know that like me and Camilla had like a good relationship up until then.
That's like one of those.
It's just really tough for us to recover.
Isn't that crazy? That's one of the like small moments you want to have back in your life that you can fix, even though it made no impact on anybody.
I was just kind of like, good birdie.
If you would have just waited, Nate. If you would have just waited.
I mean, he made birdie to go from like 4 over to 3 over, and I'm the only guy following him, and he's not expecting a fist bump from a 20-year-old kid with short shorts.
Yeah,
I bet you he remembers you. I bet you he remembers you.
How could you forget?
I bet he goes, when I was in Memphis, I wonder where that kid that was awkward with the fist bump is.
You should DM him with that story and see if he'll come on the pod.
You should DM that video.
And but that same week, I did get a fist bump from DJ. Now, granted, a few months later, he fell down the stairs and pulled out of the Masters. And I just always wonder if that was kind of our fist bump that
led to that.
But anyway, yeah. All right, let's get back to the show. Tonight, for Would You Rather Wednesday, we're doing a little bit different. We're taking one of our favorite formats of the unanswerable questions, really one of my favorite formats, the unanswerable questions. And we're kind of putting it into the Would You Rather Wednesday scheme. And we've got a question that Kyle teased last week. And this is something I've thought of for a while, and it bothers the everlasting poop out of me. So let's talk about it. I really want to figure out, and I know maybe it's different for different people, what is the issue with the Live Tour? And I want to play out this scenario for you. Is there the same backlash? Is there the same disruption if the Live Tour is sponsored by just the cleanest, purest, gives $100 million to charity, deacon at his church?
What about the Shark Tank? What's the Shark Tank? That was what their thing. They went in.
Sure. I mean, just a legitimate. Who's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks? Who's that guy?
Mark Cuban.
Yeah,
Mark Cuban or Jeff Bezos is backing the Live Tour.
Damon John.
Sure.
Yeah.
How is it different? Do they find another way to be pissed off at it?
Yes.
What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah. And that to me is why the morality stuff is such garbage, because at the end of the day, like you said, if you took that part out of it, that argument out of it, it's not about the morality. It's about competition. It's about not wanting to lose your golden goose. It's like the good old boy network. You don't want to lose that. You don't want the change. It has little to do with the morality. Like, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. They don't care about that. They don't care about what's going on. They care about losing their pie, not a piece of the pie. They don't want to lose any part of the pie. And if it was Damon John, it was a Shark Tank, it was Jeff Bezos, it would just be something else. It would just be something else that they would be so adamantly against it. I don't think the morality part of it has little to do with it. And it's kind of like a political argument where you take the small case and make it the argument for the whole thing. And then you say, okay, well, let's just take that small pay. Do you feel different now? No, I still feel the same. I still feel the same.
I still don't like him. Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
I still don't like that guy. I don't want to, and I'm with Kyle on it, because the morality part, Lori's reading the bottom line while we were watching baseball a little bit earlier. And she says, what about this and this? And I was like, well, it's blah, blah, blah. And she goes, well, why are they talking about like more good moral issues, but they're cheating on their wife? Like, don't go down that road of morality. It's a money issue. They're pissed because they saw that the winner of a Live Tour event can make $4 million while they're making a measly 1.2.
Right.
And the guy is not ranked in the top 75 in the world, and he won $4 million. And they're getting signing bonuses. You know, these rookies that are coming out that are dropping their amateur status to go pro or getting $6 million to go play on this tour that they may not even be playing on. They just got their $6 million, and the more PGA Tour names that come over, they're probably going to tell that kid, hey, sit this one out, bub. And he's still got $6 million to go practice.
Seat fillers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the pro-am partner or something like that. You have to be
that's exactly what it is.
I think the world in general, I'm going to get slightly deep here, is filled to the brim with hypocrisy.
Yes.
I think every day, all of us, the three of us, and everybody that we know, and everybody around us, and everybody in this country, in this world, makes hypocritical decisions every single day. And I mean, we can say Nike and iPhone, but like, dude, don't start looking at where you spend your money, or you will find something that you don't want to find. It's just the way it is. And I've said it on the show. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. If Waffle House comes out tomorrow and says, hey, I want to defund the military, which is something that I'm pro-military, be like, God, what? That's so dumb. Give me my cheesesteak. Because I separate that. I don't go to Waffle House for what they do and don't believe. And I don't think these guys are playing the Live Tour because of who's backing it.
Right. No, they're just trying to either better their family, secure their financial status. I mean, and it just kind of is what it is. It kind of is what it is.
And if you don't like it, then that is your prerogative. You don't have to watch it. No one's forcing it upon you. But until you are in a situation, which none of us will ever be in, where we're in that 125 million or 6 million or whatever the amount is, until you're in that situation, don't run your mouth. That is money you will never, ever see in your lifetime. But we want to sit on our high horse and talk about this. Man, they got so much money already. Bullshit.
You don't get to decide. You don't get to decide how much money someone can or can't make. Here's another one.
Build wealth.
Here's another one I'm seeing. The PGA Tour has some of their top investors are also investing in some of these like $40 billion worth of companies in Saudi Arabia. So like some of the main funders of the PGA Tour are also funding or investing in Saudi Arabian companies. But people are like, Well, you got to have gas. So like it doesn't, it's just one thing. So now you don't have, you get to overlook morality if you have to have something, but if you don't have to have it, you can't overlook morality. So now we're actually defining what people can and can't have, what people can and can't have, what's too much. And that's straight up commie crap. Like Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler stuff right there. Like you get to decide what's too much now. You're going to tell me arbitrarily what's too much and what I should just stop where I am because if I get any more, if I take any more, I'm greedy. Like that's a scary, scary line that I don't even really want to.
No, you can't go there
morality
because
is not supposed to be subjective.
No,
there's stuff because this is what was brought up because I'd seen somebody that was tweeting about this and it made a good point. And you start going down that road, like you're talking about, Kyle, of stuff that you got to have. Well, you know what you else got to have? You got to have food like fruits and vegetables. There's plenty of slave labor that's down there in Mexico picking some of that stuff and sending it up to us. And if you're sitting there and you're partaking in it, you're eating in it, then you're no different than any of those PGA Tour players that defected and decided to get money from overseas.
Right. You can't. There's no morality is objective. It's not.
Morality isn't based on the price tag. Like
exactly.
No. The $1.50 that you pay for bananas doesn't make you morally superior to the guy who's going to take 125 million.
Right.
And it's like I'm going to be religious for just a second. The Bible says that all sins are equal. There's not like, well, these guys use slave labor, but they treat them okay. But these guys do this. No. We cannot start just parsing that line of who does what. And it's morally acceptable to get in bed with this person because he only does something sort of bad, but this guy does something really bad, so we cannot be in bed with him. Come on.
It's an invisible line. It's the goalposts that just continually get moved. So to answer your question, Nate, no, if you someone else, Lily White, clean slate, whatever, was doing the same thing, it would be the same argument. It would be the same, I guess, negativity or the same backlash.
Yeah.
Only we would just find some other avenue to like fall back on. I think I don't really know what that would be, but
Phil gave him ammunition, Kyle. If Phil doesn't come out and say that and get caught on that hot mic with Shipnut, if he doesn't say that, that gave him a starting argument for people that were going over there.
He comes out. I don't think it's like a secret how the Saudis.
No, it's not a secret, but still, the PGA Tour jumped all over that when he did it because he said it and he voiced it. Because the PGA Tour also
that he knew.
PGA Tour also took money from the Saudis in order to allow these guys to be able to play over at the AT&T, and that what. So the PGA Tour's they've had their dealings with them too, but nobody said anything about that. The PGA Tour is like, yeah, but what Phil said, and it's like, okay, so he got drunk on wine and was talking to a reporter and thought it was off the record and it wasn't off the record, and you guys are using that as ammunition. Like that's
he came out and said, "Hey, I know exactly what they're doing, and I'm cool.
I'm cool with it.
I'm good with it."
Yeah.
Instead of separating it,
Yeah,
exactly.
Here's another question that I posed to the boys. There was an announcement today from the PGA Tour that they're going to have an 8 series event that's going to happen in the fall.
Oh boy, yeah.
And it's going to be $20 million purchase. It's going to be 54 holes with no cut. As our good friend John Rahm, who has become the biggest foot and mouth guy on tour, said, it's a retirement plan. So I saw a PGA memes headline that said Rory and Justin Thomas will not play in the new PGA Tour series because it's not all about money.
That's pretty
all
good.
of a sudden, the PGA Tour has kind of doubled down on itself. And I know they're fighting. They added some legitimacy. That's what I said earlier. By introducing this tour, they are absolutely trying to compete. They're adding legitimacy to the LIV Tour. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, these guys are for real. But you know what? How is it any different? What's the difference, boys?
I got 2 points. 2 points. Number one, where does $160 million come out of the thin air? Like, where do that 8 events with $20 million purses guaranteed? Where does that come from? Like,
they got that 600 million foundation that they can pull money from.
So, and then my second point is Phil was right the whole time. I mean, he said some
Pat Perez was right.
He said some terrible stuff, but you know what? They were right. they were right. And now a little bit of pressure gets put on the PGA Tour, and they fold, which I honestly think those 8 events could be awesome. I mean, I really do. I think it could be interesting, very, very interesting to watch. So, but he was right the whole time. Like we laughed at him, we mocked him, we made him run away and hide. And now, I mean, no imagination whatsoever. It's like carbon copy. We're going to copy what the Live Tour comes up with. But yeah, I mean, it kind of blows me away. So like, what do you do now, Rory? What do you do?
Yeah.
Is it just
what decision are you going to make based on money now, bitch?
Are you not going to play in the John Deere Classic? You're going to play
if they don't donate some money to charity, because that was my thing. First thing I thought, oh, so now we got $20 million of tournament to give away. And yet we're talking about how these guys are taking away from charities. Take that damn 20 million and give it to the charities, PGA Tour. Like double down on what your stance was, where you said, well, the Saudis aren't doing anything for charity. Clearly you aren't either, since you've got extra $100 and some odd million laying around that you're just willing to throw out willy-nilly to somebody out of your $600 million bank.
Now they're going to have sponsors and they're going to have TV deals and stuff for all this. So a lot of that money is going to come from that, but still, like, to just, just to pull
the fact that Phil has been right. Pat Perez, when he said they've got the money to do it, you need to be paying these Corn Ferry Tour guys more. You need to be paying these rookies that are out here struggling to make tournaments and have flights to go to tournaments that are on the PGA Tour more, and give everybody 15 grand for being in the tournament. And then if you make the cut, take the 15 grand back out. Like when Pat Perez suggested that, you've just proven that you could have been doing this the entire time and you did not do it. You didn't take care of the people that were working for you. And now you're pissed because they went to another employer. And now all of a sudden you're like, this is what I've said about business. I hate people that are reactionary. They're not proactive. They're reactive.
NIL all over again. This is the NIL deal all over again, is what it is.
I mean, they basically, instead of being proactive in what players have been asking for and player association meetings and that kind of thing, and PGA Tour was like, no, we're the PGA Tour. You know what? The hell with you guys. We're going to do what we want to do. Well, somebody came and did it for them.
Yep.
And so now the PGA Tour is like, damn it, now we got to do it.
Now we got to do it.
They should have been proactive. These guys would have never – the Live Tour would not exist if they would have done this 5 years ago.
Sure. Nate, go ahead.
I don't know about that, but I will say that the PGA Tour, is increasingly making this about money. The PIP is literally just like a popularity contest with
Please don't go to the Live Tour. Yeah.
And then you've got this new series with the $20 million purses that, like, the very thing that John Rahm, who is, I would call them the gang of three, Rahm, JT, and Rory are the three most powerful names that are fighting for the PGA Tour right now. And Rahm says something about it's a retirement plan, just absolutely doo-dooed on the format. Okay. The PGA Tour just made you look like a dumbass, and you're going to play in them, right? You're going to be in the top 50. Why would you not? That's the whole point of this, is like, it's okay to do it on the PGA Tour. It's okay to cash checks for no effort, right? You just show up, and as long as you don't disqualify yourself, you get a massive payday. But it's not okay to go do it on the Live Tour. Hypocrisy in action, live on the PGA Tour. Tune into Golf Channel, bitches.
Yeah, Jay Monahan can't look himself in the mirror and not realize that he screwed up. And the board that governs the PGA Tour needs to be going to him and saying, man, you have really let the ball has slipped out of your hands in this one. And you got to do something to fix it. And I guess that's his thought process. You know what we'll do to fix it? We'll throw more money at it. Well, that's not what you do to fix it. Take care of your players. You guys have found a way to play the Live Tour and play the majors. And now they've applied for, World Golf Points, as well as they're allowing their guys, and the DP World Tour needs them, and they're allowing those guys to go to the DP World Tour. If the DP World Tour will have them, PGA Tour has gotten themselves in a
big pickle. We've
talked about it. We're still going to watch. Like, that's the thing. Everybody hears us talking, and like one of my buddies texted, he goes, "So are y'all just anti-PGA?" No, we're pro golf. That's what we are.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I don't give a damn how much money they make. I want to see good golf on a Sunday. And
when
can't do that on the Live Tour because they only play Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'm going to watch them on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then watch Sunday finishes on the PGA Tour.
And you know what? Other than just like the carnage afterwards and the aftermath and talking about it, when there's a major, I'm going to pull for a PGA Tour guy.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling for a Live Tour guy if it comes down to it. I'm pulling unless I just want to see the world burn. But I'm probably going to be pulling for Rory. I'm going to be pulling for Will Zalatoris. I'm going to be pulling for Scotty Scheffler because the PGA Tour is the preeminent tour, the number one tour. So it's
like the NFL. Its shield and its insignia is so recognizable worldwide. You put PGA out there and people know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
And so the fact that we discussed this in one of the previous episodes, the PGA, the best thing they could have done is they should have just never responded in general. They should just, we're much better than them. Hell with them.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that. I think they have to do something. You can't just like pretend it's not happening.
You could change
the PGA Tour. Never been outgunned like they're outgunned right now. I mean, it is like sickening the amount of money that they're up against. Like even with the $20 million purse, it's like, dude, anybody with a PGA Tour card can get a $20 million signing bonus probably if they bother Greg enough.
Yeah,
you're still playing for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. We'll see how it shakes out. But they came out with their response, and it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. But it's just it was kind of a weird one. Like it was just like literally a carbon copy of what we're already seeing with the Live Tour. So like, what do we really achieve? What are we really achieving? We talk about, you'd said something earlier about making your mark or becoming famous, whatever. You want to make a mark on the golf course, you need to check out Blue Tees. Ben, hit them with the Blue Tees. It just came in.
Blue Tees
Series 3. That is a pink, obnoxiously pink. It's not a girl version. It's an everybody version.
It's everybody version. Got my two daughters. Color. It's pink. That's what I got. Series 3. Got the magnet right there. Got the slope that Nate has the worst take in the world on. That's right there on the side.
You must have the worst eyes in the world.
And then of course, it just works. It works right. It's unbelievable. Oh, here's the best thing. Kyle had mentioned this before.
Open up 3 batteries.
And comes with 3 batteries. Already got my one in there. So there's my other 2 batteries. So you know what? The heck we're recharging. The heck we're digging through your bag to see if you got another battery or being upset because the battery goes out. No worries, bub. Going to put those in my bag and going to have the batteries good to go. Got the nice little carrying case with the magnet on it. Blue Tees. Make sure you enter the promo code Dadbod in order to get your discount at Blue Tees Golf. It is unbelievable. Late Father's Day. By the way, they're still carrying the Father's Day discounts if you want those. They have not taken those off the website. So
go fast.
You better get that before the web guy kind of figures out he's screwed up, because you can still get the discount with the Dadbod code as well.
Yep. All right, Nate, hit us with the last question.
Last question I have not mentioned to the fellas, this last scenario of sorts. And we're gonna get a little bit extreme. We're gonna get into the conspiracy theory a little bit. And I saw this very interesting cartoon of Jay Monahan and Greg Norman arguing at a table. You know, they're clearly just yelling at each other. And underneath the table, Greg Norman is giving Jay Monahan money. So is there any possibility in this
I didn't know
world,
where you were going with that under the table deal. I wasn't quite sure where we were headed.
I know I say the B word and the S word a lot. You're the one that said the F word on the show. This is like a somewhat family show. But is there any chance in the world, whether it be intentional, whether it's just Jay getting money, where the PGA Tour is getting money, is there any chance that there's some collusion going on behind the scenes and that being better for everybody?
Yes.
Start off with you, Benjamin.
Yes. There's totally a chance for collusion going on, because the thing that I've said that they know that they're lying through their teeth is every time they come on and they say, everybody keeps saying this is good for golf. It's not good for golf. The hell it's not. We're talking about it on a podcast. They're talking about it on ESPN. ESPN doesn't even hardly cover golf anymore. Like during Sports Center, they'll show a highlight or two. I mean, they still cover the stuff on ESPN Plus where you can watch the feature groups and the rounds. But other than that, they let the Golf Channel do their thing. Golf Channel's talking about it. ESPN's talking about it. It was on friggin' Fox News the other day. They never cover golf. And it was on the Fox News channel. It was on CNN the other day. This is totally good for golf. You know why? Because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that, yes, there is a chance that there's some collusion where it's like, we keep saying grow the game. Nobody's growing the game. You know what we'll do? Hey, bub, we'll start this separate league. We'll put some dirty money out there. Next thing you know, everybody's talking about golf worldwide.
I always look at this. What would be the benefit? What would be the benefits? Kind of like when people say we didn't land on the moon or whatever. What do we gain from that? Sort of
ratings.
We're talking about conspiracy theory.
Ratings.
So if
you know anybody like that?
There's people out there like that. I know there are. I haven't met anybody, I don't think yet, but I think they're out there.
Met my wife.
Wow, you threw her under the bus right there, Nate.
But what do they gain? Okay, Live Tour gains.
One of my former co-hosts actually was that way.
Yeah, Live Tour gains whatever they want to gain with the imaginary idea that they're going to sport swash and people are going to forget their assholes. So there's that, and then the PGA Tour gets to go into the new era of golf, where now there's these huge rivalries of Live Tour and PGA Tour. I guarantee you it's coming. It's either going to come in the form of interleague matches or those WGC events and the majors. It's going to make those where imagine the match play, the Dell match play, when the guys, if the guys can go play on the European Tour and now they're eligible to play in WGC events, imagine the match play ratings and how awesome that is when freaking Rory is going up against DJ and it's Live Tour versus PGA Tour. It's going to be magical. This is the new era of golf. I'm telling you, they're totally in cahoots. The only way I don't see it is because the PGA sure does seem to be fumbling, and I feel like if they were in cahoots, they might have a little bit better plan or coordination or response. But I could definitely see that there's some collusion. It's a great question.
Ripping off the American public is not easy.
Oh yeah,
to make it happen. So give them a break. They got their PGA Tour's new collusion. They never had to collude with anybody ever. So,
and if the PGA Tour and the Live Tour will not get together and come up with some sort of form of tournament that they can play each other, the what was it? The Wide World of Golf, brought to you by Shell, is missing an opportunity where you could pay 6 guys, 3 from the Live Tour, 3 from the PGA Tour, go head to head for a bunch of damn money.
Well, that's what the match will be. And maybe for the first time in history of all the matches, there'll be one that you won't feel like you just wasted your life. Like you would rather have mowed your yard with poop all in it than watched one of those events. That's what I feel like. I wish my dog would poop in every inch of my yard and I would mow it before watching one of those.
What if it's they're colluding, but the players aren't in on it?
It'd be awesome.
That would be even better.
So Rory will lose his mind
because because they seem to actually dislike each other now.
I think
the
Rory
players are benefiting more than anybody. Where's all the money going to? It's going to the players.
Yeah.
The new PGA Series, the person going to the players. The Live Tour paying the players.
Rory, JT, and John Rahm need to send thank you notes to every damn Live Tour player out there for getting to get that now that the PGA Tour has announced those purses going up. They need to send thank you notes to those guys.
To Phil.
And don't you think that the purses on the PGA Tour are going to continue to go up? I saw some dumbass tweet about Matthew Fitzpatrick won this trophy with all these names on it. And, there's just some things that money can't buy. Okay, well, by the way, Matthew Fitzpatrick also got a $3 million check.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to be so pure, if you, once you
also not a PGA event, Cap.
Why don't you? Yeah.
Also, if y'all are just all excited about getting memorabilia from one of those tournaments, I got a Masters jacket. So the hell with it. Anybody can get anything they want. If you got the right resources, you can get a copy of that trophy somewhere. I promise you.
Yeah. The right resources.
There you go.
Yeah, and just check Ben's Facebook page. There's like 12 straight profile pictures of him in a green jacket holding a cocktail.
There you go.
Actually, that is the only time that gets done is during Masters Week, bub. But thanks for paying attention.
But the profile picture lasts forever.
In the old album. Album. Yeah. So good. That was a good talk. Good questions. I think it sparked some really good conversation. We're going to be back on Friday. This was a little bit of a spin on Would You Rather Wednesday and like what the hell else could happen between now and Friday. I mean,
oh my
Traveler Championships kicking off. Pumpkin Ridge is right around the corner. There's undoubtedly going to be some more defections. So
what if Morikawa was just getting through something before he finally announces? What if he just made that statement? They have not missed on anybody. At least when Harold Varner came out, he was like, Michael Jordan talked me out of it. That's the only reason I'm not going.
Yeah.
Colin was like, I said earlier I wasn't going. I'm still not going. Yeah.
That to me just means they haven't hit my number I need.
Exactly.
Yet.
That was his way of shooting a shot over there to the live guys going, hey, let's bump it up another 100 mil.
250. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Last thing real quick, guys got to check out Liquid IV. Use coupon code Dadbod Golf Pod. Take 25% off and free shipping. It's this electrolyte super duper hydration formula. You pour them in your water, you shake it up. It's like drinking three glasses of water.
Passion fruit.
Yeah, it's like 104 degrees today. It's like 104 degrees a day. You could get dehydrated super easy in that type of weather. Check out Liquid IV. Get you a little pina colada. Get you some apple pie, whatever flavor that tickles your fancy. Pour it in your drink. Pound it, and you're ready to go. Great for golf, great for the beach, great for everything in the summer. Love those guys. Check them out. Use coupon code Dadbod Golf Pod. You can get a monthly recurring deal, so you don't gotta go back in, check out again. Just get it coming monthly, so you're ready. We really appreciate it. Catch us on Friday. Tonight's episode once again is brought to you by Bet Online, and we will see you later. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod.
Always
stroking.